Hi, everyone. I'm Josh Radbod, co-founder and CEO of the PBC Conference, the B2B conference for payments, banking, and compliance in the cannabis industry. I'd like to welcome Joe Ciccolo, president of BitAML and ComplyFit, one of our PBC Conference sponsors and speakers. Joe, thank you so much for being here. Please tell us a little bit about you and what your businesses do.
My pleasure, Josh. Thanks for having me. So at BitAML, we provide regulatory compliance consulting services to companies that are operating in the cryptocurrency space. That includes Bitcoin ATM operators, exchanges, traders, trading platforms, and other innovative solutions using the crypto rail, including those in the licensed cannabis space. Alternatively, our other company, ComplyFit, which spun out of BitAML, is our RegTech company. And currently, we are offering a productivity tool that helps our clients to manage their state-by-state licensing as money transmitters within the cryptocurrency space.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that introduction, Joe. So tell us a little bit more about your customers.
Sure. Our customers range from small startups that maybe it's one or two guys and gals, and they have an idea about putting a Bitcoin ATM in the local coffee shop, all the way up to some of the largest exchanges and trading platforms in the cryptocurrency space across the world, and everything in between, of course. They could be operating a kiosk, an online platform, a mobile app, or some sort of innovative technology that uses the cryptocurrency and blockchain rails, if you will. And so our services consist of general advisory, general compliance work, as well as writing AML compliance program documentation, policies, procedures, conducting independent reviews, and other ancillary support and training services that go along with maintaining an AML compliance program in the cryptocurrency financial services space.
Thank you so much, Joe. And I think you might have mentioned this, but you also work with financial institutions as well, right?
Sure do. Yeah, we've worked with a number of different banks that are interested in cryptocurrency in different ways. Some are interested in not banking or not doing business with cryptocurrency, and others are, at a minimum, at least fascinated by cryptocurrency and they want to learn more. And that has ramped up, particularly in response to some fairly recent comments made by Director Blanco of FinCEN, where he sort of warned banks that they need to understand and better calculate their risk exposure to cryptocurrency companies, whether or not they formally bank these particular entities. So we've heard from a lot of banks that are very enthusiastic about learning about cryptocurrency, and they may have their own intentions, and we hope that they would support the cryptocurrency space, but that's up to the institutions to make a risk-based decision on their own. We had the opportunity to recently speak with two very large banks on the East Coast and really just bring them up to speed on what are some of the different business models in the crypto space, how does the technology work, what to look for in terms of transactional activity, and how to think about that in terms of holistic risk. And I'm pleased to say that as an industry, particularly traditional banking, I think we've moved beyond some of the early scary headlines about cryptocurrency. And we're now starting to see a lot of professional dialed in approaches to really just learning what the risks are and then understanding and coming away with what are some of the best mitigating tools, what are some of the resources that these institutions can use. And it's great to see that we've made that progress, both for the traditional banks as well as the crypto space that's relying on these institutions for partnerships, bank accounts, and other interactions in the marketplace.
I'd have to agree, Joe. Thank you so much for that explanation. A little shift of focus. Quick question about our conference. What are you most excited for PBC 2021 and why?
Sure. I think, first of all, I can't wait to hear from Commissioner Hilton about some of the examinations and what is on the radar screen. Of course, that's top of mind for our clients. They're asking some great questions. Many of them have been through examinations and they've been tested and they've gone through that approach, and they're really interested in what's coming next or what are some of the expectations going forward, because clearly the first exam is not usually the last exam, and these move in cycles. So I'm interested to hear what his take is, what some of the progress has been at their agency in terms of the learning curve that we all know is there in the crypto space in the mainstream, and what are some of the points of emphasis and some of the things that we can bring back to our clients so that they can remain ahead of the curve. So I'm very excited about that. I'm also excited about the pitch competition. I think that's a great way to cap off the first day and hear from some of these innovative companies. We work with amazing innovators in the cryptocurrency space that are clearly at the bleeding edge. So any chance I get to see what some new ideas are out there, especially from students and those that are just starting off for the first time, it's a breath of fresh air, and it's usually a little extra enthusiasm, and it gives me a little extra giddy up as I go to work for my clients and think about what's coming next in the space.
Certainly, and we're excited for Commissioner Hilton and his comments, and the pitch competition as well. Thank you so much, Joe. So, quick question: how did you even get into fintechs, cryptocurrency, all of this?
Sure. So I originally began my career in traditional financial services, traditional banks. I worked for two large financial institutions, a top 20 global bank and a top 100 US bank in AML compliance related matters. It was very exciting to watch the AML space grow in that period of time for that sort of first decade of my career and how far we've come and how far we've continued to go. But as I went through that career and I had some opportunities and I was put in positions to lead different projects and different initiatives, I came across cryptocurrency and I became fascinated by the industry and by the space. And I began to do some research and do a little digging. And off hours, did some research, consumed some content, and I really felt that this is where the future was going to be in terms of financial services. And went to some different meetups, met some different folks in the industry, began to see not only an amazing energy and excitement and an opportunity to be a part of the future, but also saw a need for a lot of help when it came to regulatory compliance and basic questions that perhaps I had taken for granted as an AML compliance professional that were just sort of known concepts in traditional banking. Well, when you have entrepreneurs in a brand new space, some of those concepts that we may have taken for granted are not known. And so it was an opportunity to help other people. And from there, I was able to create some lasting relationships and foster the development of some companies through my consulting, sort of off hours unofficially. And then that segued nicely into creating BitAML. And we've been in the business 6 years now and haven't looked back.
That's fantastic. You made it over the 5-year hump. That's excellent, Joe. And Joe, it's been a pleasure speaking with you today. And thank you so much for being here and sponsoring our 2021 PBC conference. Folks, if you'd like to meet Joe and his team, please join us next year at our PBC conference 2021 on September 9th and 10th at the Washington Capitol Hilton. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.